Welcome to Emotions and Eating with Nicola-beer. Nicola controlled her feelings using food for 25 years, so she knows how draining it is to be constantly thinking about or acting out with food. Thankfully, having made an amazing breakthrough in her recovery, her mission became about helping others escape the unsatisfying cycle of frustration and self-medication with food. Nicola is determined to help you find your inner strength so you can be healthy, gain confidence, feel great, and be at peace with yourself and food.
Hi and welcome, this is Nicola-beer. Thank you for joining me in episode 4 of Emotional Eating. It's a real honour to be sharing my journey with you. And I want to thank you because emotional eating is something that so many people suffer with and so many people ignore. They focus on, you need to eat this, you need to eat that, this is going to make your life different, you need to exercise more, you need to do this. Of course, all of that is important. Yet to ignore the emotional component eating for so many people is doing us a disservice. So whether you're here for yourself, whether you're here because you want to learn more about it, you're curious, whether you're here because you overeat, you undereat, you're bulimic, or you just feel, I'm interested in learning about emotional eating, then thank you for being here. Because with greater awareness, the more people we can help and the more lives we can change. So if there is anything that you enjoy in any of my episodes or in the show in total, and you have a few minutes and you would like to leave a comment, a rating or review, I would be so grateful, because it's my mission to free people from this deadly issue. I had problems with my eating for 25 years, and it limited my life in so many ways. It affected my life in so many ways, and I don't want other people to suffer. So if you are willing to leave a quick comment, a quick review, a quick rating, you would really make me so happy, and together we'd be able to reach more people. So today's topic, I'm talking about don't believe it's all in the mind. I don't like it when people tell other people who are experiencing some form of emotional pain or trauma or addiction, when they say it's all in the mind. For starters, it has no value, or it doesn't help someone to tell them that, it's all in your mind. I hear it when I'm doing my marriage saving work and a husband will say to his wife, it's all in your mind. You're not being happy in the relationship, or you feeling that I don't love you. It's all in your mind. And of course, she is wanting her husband not to say it's all in your mind. What is she wanting? A husband to give her love and show her love. And this is exactly the same when it comes to healing ourselves in this instant. And I just want to say, of course, it can happen both the other way around with couples. But what I'm saying here is telling yourself it's all in the mind is not loving, and it's not helping you heal. It makes us feel, if someone tells us it's all in our mind, that there's something wrong with us. Oh, all I need to do is fix my mind. Okay. Is it that easy? And if it's not a friend or relative telling you it's all in your mind, often, and most times, it's you. You're like, I just need to be stronger. I just need to make sure my willpower is this. It's just all in my mind. And it's dangerous to think this way. Because when we believe it, then we can start to beat ourselves up and not give ourselves the thing that we are really craving. You see, the real thing that you're really craving there is the solution, is love and support. And telling yourself it's all in your mind is not supportive to your healing journey. I know, because I've been there, and I've also helped countless men and women break free from emotional eating. And I've learned it's not all in the mind. It's in the mind, it's in the emotions, it's in the body. It's all three. Yes, the mind controls the body in some sense by what we're eating. But to say that it's all in the mind is to ignore our gut instincts, our heart and soul guidance, our intuition, our emotional, are we on or off kilter, if that makes sense. And I'm going to be sharing more about emotions as we move forward further down the line. So when I was battling with bulimia and flipping between compulsive eating and dieting during the 25-year span that I suffered, I convinced myself too that I could beat this on my own, that my willpower was a far greater weapon to stop the behaviour than any outside help I might seek. My ego wanted me to believe that I didn't need to look at the emotions that triggered it. I didn't need to look at my level of confidence and self-worth and self-love and see, is that high enough for me to feel good? Does it need to be worked on? I felt I don't need to ask for help. Instead, I just need to push myself harder to fix everything on my own. I told myself that it was a matter of discipline, that I had to be stronger. When I failed, instead of loving myself, I was harsher with myself. And by failing, I mean when I overate, when I made myself sick, when I punished myself by not eating. I thought that I just needed to be harsher with myself, more control with myself. And I believed it, I really did. I believed that I could fix the eating disorder all on my own, despite all of those years suffering. I think back now and feel such a deep empathy for myself and the person that I was then, because I was so emotionally fragile and didn't feel worthy to ask for help, because that would cost money. And I didn't think I was worth spending money on. Instead, I felt that I could drag myself out of this and needed to save money. I hug myself now just thinking about how little money I gave myself, how little rest I gave myself, how little love I gave myself. And the truth is, we are not born like this. We are not born to have this kind of relationship with food. Something has happened to get us to this point, to use food to act out in this way. And for that reason, I share incredible empathy for people. Empathy for people who are going through the same issues that I faced. Empathy for people who are massively obese. Empathy for people who are extremely thin. Empathy for people who are consistently bulimic or addicted to taking laxatives or addicted to exercise. Because I know how it feels to be stuck in the same vicious cycles. It was about this time that I discovered the one way out of this hole was to practice self-love towards myself. So I thought about it and I came to the conclusion that a form of self-love that would help me was exercise. I didn't know back then that sometimes exercise can be an addiction. So exercising was my pattern for self-love. And of course, exercise is great for you. In fact, it's been linked to help us with depression. Studies have shown that the chemical release, serotonin, acts exactly the same as an antidepressant. So I do believe, and I do exercise every day. And I thought back at the time that exercising regularly by doing weight cardio routines on DVDs 3 to 5 times a week, healthy and sensible. And I thought, yeah, this is a great way to feel good. So after I read all about self-love that I got from the fitness experts and the women's magazines, self-love, according to everything you hear out there, is about going to the salon. It's about eating vegetables and fresh food or organic food. And it's about exercise. Actually, as you will hear throughout the episodes I'm going to be sharing with you on emotional eating, self-love is about so much more than these external things. Self-love is about so much more than food, exercise and salon. But anyway, I will come to that later. So, to begin with, I was enjoying working out a few times a week, and it felt good giving this time to myself. It was all working well. I was happy, and I started to really taste freedom. I started to look healthier, and my eating was mostly stable. If I overate a little bit, I didn't give myself a hard time, as I was exercising. And because I was exercising, I made a concerted effort to eat enough. So my eating was actually doing okay. A few months in, a self-destructive thought crept in. I wonder what my body composition is now, I said to myself. I wonder how good my body is now. I wonder how much I've achieved physically now with my body. Enjoying the exercise, wasn't enough. I wanted to know, had I achieved my goal of perfection? How much muscle had I built? So I went to the gym to get an appointment to have a body analysis done. As I stood on the machine, I was looking forward to seeing how much I weighed, as I hadn't checked the past few months, and I was excited to see my muscle stats. The friendly fitness instructor said, "Everything looks good," and she handed me the report. "Great," I said, as I took the piece of paper, smiling as if I was getting a certificate. But my face soon turned from happiness to horror at what I read. It said my body fat percentage was high. "What does that mean?" I asked. She responded saying, "You have a ratio of 26.5% fat, and that is fairly high. But it's okay to have some fat in you as you get older." Older? I thought. I'm in my early 30s. She continued, "You are what we call a skinny fat. And we can change it if you like. We can get rid of the fat. It's up to you." I thought in my head, that's exactly what I've been trying to do. And I've obviously failed, I said to myself inside. I felt absolutely crushed. Skinny fat. Skinny fat. And that's when insanity kicked in for me again. I lost all peace. That's it. That is it, Nicola. The little voice inside of me, the little food voice inside of me said, tomorrow I'm going to diet. I will get rid of all that fat and then later build muscle. I will start shredding myself. I could feel the anger and frustration in my voice. Starting tomorrow, I'm not going to eat any carbs, and I'm going to aim for an absolute maximum of 1,000 calories a day. So I went home and naturally ate up everything left in the cupboards, binging until I was bursting at the seams and feeling sick. It's okay, I said to myself. I'll be ready to start tomorrow now. Tomorrow came and I felt so annoyed at last night's binge that I couldn't manage to start. I was tired and I remembered I had an evening dinner planned, so I put it off for another day and then another day. And then it was a weekend and I thought, well, I don't want to diet on the weekend, so I ate my way through the weekend. I was so far from peace, it was unreal. But 5 days later, I managed to start. And then I was into it. 1,000 calories day 1. Yes, I had achieved it. 800 calories day 2. Yes, felt great. I was eating and surviving on nothing. Brilliant. I would congratulate myself. Well done, Nicola. By day 3, I was down to eating around 600 calories, plus doing 2 hours of walking or 90 minutes aerobic exercise each day, because that was also the exercise rule I had made for myself. Day 4 to 7, I continued like this, as I isolated myself and shut out the world to get rid of the fat. I turned down lunches, I turned down dinners, networking events. I didn't want to see anyone. All I wanted to do was stick to eating less than 600 calories a day. I did not even stop to think, why am I doing this? Who am I doing this for? What is the emotion and reasoning behind it? It became a habit where my mind wanted to win and my emotions were linked to this mind game. I then started to fall ill. I started to get a sore throat and a cold. I felt weak, and I ended up only managing to lie on the sofa by day 13. I laid there feeling super cold, ill and weak, wanting some hot lemon and honey, as well as cough mixture for my throat, because my throat was hurting. But instead of giving myself honey and cough syrup, I resisted, because I thought there were too many calories inside. And then I caught my reflection in the mirror. I looked a complete wreck, like I'd been dragged through a bush backwards. My face was white, and I was pale, with the colour completely drained out of me, and my poor body felt frail. This is why I say that the mind alone is not your solution, it's the problem. And how can something that is a problem also be the solution on its own? How can your mind save you